Hi, welcome to my 100% playthrough of Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn the hard difficulty, and this is part 1, chapter 4, A Distant Voice. Ah yeah, finally I can access actual good items from the market and manage my unit's items without having to get in the battlefield. So that's great, the game now gives you that. Before I look into any of that though, I'm going to go into info, because this is where you access all the base conversations. And they're ranked by importance. 3 means you're going to get an item, usually. Or, in this case, a new unit if you look in town. I'll show you that later. And 1 means you're probably not going to get anything. At all. It's just going to be a casual conversation, you know what I mean? Nothing special. But I'm going to look in town first, because not only is a base conversation that's very important, but, as I said before, you get a new unit. Watch.
South, have you noticed? Yes. Ever since we arrived here. What should we do? I can't sense any malice. However, it doesn't seem mean to us any harm. But, yes, let's do it. Alright. On 3 then. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Hey! There. Now we can see your face. You're a girl? I'm sorry. No, wait. Please, don't run. My name is Micaiah. Don't be afraid. Have you gone mad? Don't tell her your name. We're on the run, remember? It's alright. She's not after us. This is my brother, South. We're from Navasa. Oh, hi there. And you are? I'm Meg. What are you doing out here, on the edge of the desert? I'm looking for someone. Someone very important. Someone close to my heart. All by yourself? Yes. You're meeting someone way out here? I'm not sure exactly. All I know is that's where he came before he disappeared. I thought maybe he went into the desert. What a coincidence. We're also looking for someone in the desert. Would you like to come along? Really? Are you sure? Of course. Oh, thank you. I've been so lonely since I left Crimea, all on my own. You came all the way from Crimea? I'm surprised you made it this far. That's it then. Welcome aboard, Meg. You're one of us now.
Yep, Meg joined the team. See, look, if you go under items... Yep, there she is. An armor sword, they say. She is. The annoying thing about this game is that... I didn't mention this previously, but with Ilana... I think that's how it's pronounced still, I'm not too sure. In Path of Radiance, she can wield any element of tome. In this game, she can only wield lightning and thunder tomes, annoyingly. Same goes for Meg. She can only wield swords. And that's it. In other games, she would probably be able to wield all manner of stuff like axes and lances, but nope, only in this game she can wield swords. And that's just the way it goes. And she'll only be able to wield swords, and there's, as far as I'm aware, there's not much she can change. Same for Alana. Anyway. Before I do anything, I want South to dump all of this in the convoy. This in the energy drop. And I just want to better organize my items before I look at the other base conversations. Just while I remember. And of course, Leonardo will take drop his steel sword. I don't know what to do with these items that increase stats, like energy drop and Draco Sealed. Don't know what to do with them. I'll think about that. And wait, why does Laura have a wind edge? Where did that come from? Oh well, never mind. She can't wield any of those either. Trying to think what to do with the items in the convoy. Of course, Leonardo will have the steel bow, and Ed will have the steel sword, since I think he's able to wield it now. Yeah, he can. Oh, I guess the wind edge too. I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Don't know what to do with Meg though. Can she take the voluntary? No, that's a waste. Who doesn't have a voluntary? I need to see. Okay. I guess I'm judging their HP, okay? But Edwin is a herb. How about this? I'll switch the herb out in turn for a voluntary. Might be a bit of a waste. But I want the units with lower HP to have the herb, and units with a greater max HP to have the voluntary. There we go. I don't know what to do with the discipline yet. The way you can give it to people... No, what I was going to say is that the way you teach these skills like discipline is to go under manage. You can award XP. I'll look at that later. It's skills I want to look at. You can trade skills with other people where possible. Not people, I meant units when possible. You can trade skills when they don't have a padlock, and the capacity... What I'm trying to say is the amount needed to have that ability does not reach the capacity's limit. So, say... The only thing is that they don't tell you it until you take it away. All these have 0, the ones that don't have a number next to them. For some reason in this game, if you take it away, it's only costs like 20 or something, so I'll not do that. I'm trying to think what's the best thing to do. What's fortune? Nullify enemy... Oh, sorry. Nullify enemy critical attacks. That's a good thing. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, ones with the padlock you cannot remove. By the way, I think I mentioned that before, but... I'm just thinking what's the best thing to do. Let me look at the weapon levels. D... S... C... C... B... D... C... D... It's kind of hard to decide because I don't know... What's in the market? I need to see. No. They're all low-tiered weapons at the moment, which is not surprising. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't mention this, but... Alright, let me give you some context behind what's going on here. I didn't introduce you to any of this. I'm really sorry. Armory is the best place to find weapons, such as you saw there, swords, lances, and axes. Shop is a good place for finding various items, like staves and like voluntaries. But you also have a bargain section, and these contain very useful items. I don't know if it's truly a bargain, considering their steep price, but I could tell you for a fact that they do contain very useful items like javelins and hand axes, which I'm definitely going to buy. And I'm going to give this to Nolan, since only he can wield axes. Elite, what's this? Might save my money. I don't see the point of Elite because the only person who can wield it is Micaiah, and she's got Thani, but Thani might break, so I might have that in reserve. Let me check Thani. What's the might is 8. What's the might on that? 5. I think it's a bit of a scam. So that's why I'm going to go with Mend. Mend is useful because it heals more HP. So I'm definitely going to go with that. And in case of Laura's heal things broken, Beast Killer. Yes, it says that. Sorry, I was reading that. Oh, it's a knife. Okay, I thought it was a lance. Sorry. So only Sylph can wield this. Now, this is useful, believe it or not, in this chapter, I think, because I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, definitely going to be introduced to these sorts of foes, the Beast Tribe Lagoos, so maybe you should have one just in case. Regardless of who wields it, unless if it's like, I don't know, like, even Makai could be useful if she wielded something like that. 'Cause as we've seen, Thani is really useful, especially dealing with those boss enemies. It's a bit of a pain that I'm not really... It might have not seemed that useful, but trust me, it definitely was if you don't believe me. It's just the fact that in my previous playthroughs, it's just... Things got in the way, and things didn't turn out, and it's just the way it goes. I guess Aaron can wield this javelin. His one's not doing so bad. Now I might save my money. Now I might give it to him, because that one might break. In the event it does break, so... Okay, that's good. Might give another herb to someone. Someone doesn't have a herb. Or a vulnerary. Like Ilana. Wait, let me check. Yeah, Ilana. In fact, give it to Edward. No, I'll give it to Ilana. There we go. Not much else I can do now. Okay, now I've been putting off these other two basic conversations, but I will get to them. But I also want to... Okay, sorry, I was just looking at support. I also want to award EXP or a member. The best... If you ever look this up, the best way to... Sort of the trick to giving EXP is that for characters who are about to level up, sort of give them enough EXP to get to the next level. So, not Micaiah. No, yes, Micaiah. So, say if you have... Oh, fine, I'll do Micaiah then. Say if you have Micaiah, right? She is basically 3/4 of the way there to the next level. So, I'm going to give her just enough EXP by going right. Up gives you 1 XP. Going left and right gives the amount of EXP required to get to the next level. One thing I didn't mention is that I was a bit slow in that previous chapter. If you've beaten it within less turns, you may have gotten more EXP, so it's very possible I didn't get as much as I hoped for. And also, since I'm playing on the hard difficulty, you don't get very much bonus EXP either or. So you better make good use of it. Just saying. And rest. Oh, Leonardo could do with some. Oh, what? I ran out. Oh, I ran out just as when he was about to level up. I don't know how this works. I know most of them say you can't give it enough, but I think it's based on level. The higher the level, the more bonus EXP you need to give to them in order for them to get 1 EXP point. So I guess I've got enough to give to Laura and Meg, so I might as well give some to Meg. Yeah. That's a bit of a bum. I wasn't expecting that. I guess he'll level up next time he encounters an enemy or something. Oh well. Not much else to do. You can check the library. You can look how much EXP you've won, you've earned. Yeah, I did not get very much. I mean, I got a fair amount. No, I didn't get a fair amount. I was looking at Prologue. You don't get very much there. I didn't really look into how much you get, but I can tell you for a fact that I think the faster you beat, in the less turns you beat a chapter, I think the more bonus EXP you get, and on the difficulty as well. The harder the difficulty, the less bonus EXP you'll get. That's all I can tell you in regards to that. Glossary, well, it's a glossary for this game. Tells you all the characters. Oh no, spoilers. Tells you all the characters' names, all the characters, and what their purposes are in this game and stuff like that. But that was a bit of spoilers. I shouldn't have shown that. I thought it's something you would earn later on in the game. But unlike that, Oh no, more spoilers. Okay, let me give you some context. I think I played this game before, and I've already completed it, but not 100% completed it. And I think what is going on here is the game showing me all these characters that you're gonna find like at the end of the game. So I can't show you any of this annoyingly. I can show you the records, but I'm not gonna show you the rest because that's spoilers. Sorry about that. Anyway, enough lollygagging, 'cause I'm gonna read more base conversations before I start this chapter.
Oh, there you are. Can we have a word with you? Amy, Muston, how may I help you? Relax, honey. I'm here to tell you about our business. You like to shop, don't you? Let me guess. You want to sell us weapons and other items? Am I right?
That's right. Our inventory changes depending on where we are and what time it is. But one thing is always the same. We guarantee fair prices. So stop by whenever you can.
Do you carry tomes?
Yup. Fire, thunder, wind, light. We've got your basics covered.
My shop's always got a lot of staffs and medicine. Oh, and I have recently made some key connections. Now I carry some very rare items. They are one of a kind and very valuable. You should come and have a look. Rare weapons too. Honestly, you should buy them before someone else does. At these prices, they're bound to sell quickly.
Well, that's our spiel. Thanks for listening.
Do come by. We're waiting.
Well, that just introduced what I was just saying about the whole market mechanic. So, probably should have played that before I explained it. Whoops. Oh well. Anyway, more merchants. Gonna get something good here because it's 3 stars. Well, hello. Don't mind us. We won't take a bit, but a moment of your time.
Hello, George. Hello, Daniel.
We just wanted to tell you a little about what we can do for you.
I've already told her. George will buy from us any items or weapons that we no longer need. And Daniel...
Hey, excuse me. We're here to talk to Micaiah, not some stuffy know-it-all pun. George, don't be so rude. I'm sorry about that, Soth. Anyway, we just wanted to tell you about some changes we've made to our business.
Alright then. I'll keep my mouth shut, as long as Daniel does the talking.
Thank you.
So, what do you have, Daniel?
Hey, thanks for asking. I've got a guy who is the master blacksmith. He makes weapons for you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't believe, and they're not available anywhere else. Hey, thanks a lot, George. I make weapons too, pretty good ones, if I do say so myself. It's just, you know, customs have been extremely tight lately. Raw material are so hard to come by. Which reminds me, if you ever have weapons you don't need or you would like to sell them to us, would you sell them to us? Yes, please. Actually, even better, sell me your weapons and I'll give them to Daniel. Then he can smelt them down and use the metal for newer, shinier pieces. It costs some money to upgrade weapons, but hey, let's face it, it's worth the money. Owning a custom-made weapon sets you apart from the common soldier. It's a pretty nice place, huh? You basically have no excuse not to come by. Got that, Micaiah?
Yes. Thank you.
One last thing. If you ever bring me a coin, I'll give you a little bonus on whatever I'm making for you. They're very rare, so just be sure to hang on to them. Don't sell them to some stranger. Yeah, I forgot to mention about that as well. You are also able, if you go into here, you can sell items in Forge. I forgot about that. So yeah, that was the game explaining that. You can forge stronger items. Say I want a... I don't think I have the gold to do this at the moment, but I'll just show as much as I can. Say I want a tome. I want a light tome from Micaiah. The initial parameters are might is 3, hit is 100, crit is 0, weight is 1. Base your weapon on this. Yes. And depending on how much gold you have, you can change the stats. Like, I want a might of 4. Okay. And I want greater accuracy. So, hit of 120. I also want to be able to land critical hits more often. So, I'll increase that. You guys know we're going to afford this. And I have no clue why you increase the weight. It just slows Micaiah down. You must be pretty silly to think that this is a good bargain by making the book heavier. And you can have your own custom color. I can't really do this because I don't have the money, but might as well. I feel tempted to, because after what they said about standing out from the crowd, but Micaiah's already got good weapons that deal good amount of damage. There's not much point buying like a weaker item that just looks pink or is blue. Oh, it's a shame. I actually kind of like. I was hoping to do this, but I ran out of gold. Oh well. What about knife? What can I have? Yep, you can have the blade to be red like blood, or you can have it to be pink. Because why not? Because you're a gamer like that. Anyway, just wanted to show that off. And of course you can sell items, stuff you don't need, like... Not much I can sell, because these are all very useful items. I don't think I won't... Nope, there's not much I can sell other than... Bronze Dagger and Card, which are both about to break, so I might as well sell these two and forge a better weapon for South. Yep, that's going to break, so is that. And... not much else I can do. I'm forgotten about Discipline, don't worry. I know it's still there, haven't taught it to anyone yet, but I just want to get a new weapon for South. Alright, the accuracy isn't great, the might isn't great either. So I'm going to make mine a nice red colour. It's like crimson. Can I have a nice red colour? No, I think it's too violent for a Nintendo game. Oh well. I want the crit to be 3. Okay, too much money. Okay, I think that's the best knife I can make considering my expenses, so I'm just gonna go with that. Yep. Thank you. And you can give it a custom name as well. So I might as well call it, I'm gonna call it Blood Knife. B-L-O-O-D. And space, no, I messed up. Delete. No, there we go. Blood? No. I want a space. There we go. Blood. K-N-I-F. There we go. Blood Knife. New custom weapon for South. Nice. So that's how that works. Anyway, I need to read more base conversations. I'm not yet done Kurth yet. So I'm going to do that next. Not very important, but I'm still going to do it. Because I said all base conversations, and I'm going to live up to that.
What are you doing out here, Kurth?
Hello, Micaiah. Pay me no mind. I'm just watching the desert. How the winds change the sandscape. The ebb and flow of the dunes, like a giant swells in the ocean. I find it mesmerizing.
Is this your first time in the desert?
Yes, my homeland is ringed with mountains. Everything about Dayan looks new and curious to my eyes.
I see.
You have not asked.
I'm sorry.
You have not asked me who I am, or where I am from. Not just you, Micaiah, but the others as well. No one seeks to know who I am.
You seem not to want to talk about yourself. Am I right?
Yes, quite right.
That's why no one asks. People tell when someone wants privacy. Many of us desire privacy too. Kurth, you're not our enemy. I know that much. You're kind and gentle. And that's all I need to know.
Thank you. That was nice. Anyway. One last check before I initiate this chapter. Yeah. I think that should be everything. But not quite yet, because I actually nearly forgot to give someone discipline. I don't know who to give it to, because it's weapon level, keep in mind. Not level like you saw there, of how Leonardo has 99 EXP. It's not going to increase that annoyingly, but it'll increase the weapon level. Double it each time a point is earned. The game doesn't really show you that annoyingly, but oh well. Let's see. Well, I mean, it doesn't show you a character increases. You have to check yourself, but it does tell you when it levels up. But I'm referring to the XP increasing. So wait, can Laura wield? Let me check this. Can Laura wield mend? Yes, she can wield mend. I didn't check that. I think the game does tell you a character can't wield a weapon, and you're going to give it to them either or. Let's see here. Okay, that's good. Guard's a very good one, because Soth is very strong, so it's good that he has it and not Micaiah. Micaiah would basically be, like, you want to lose, you know what I mean? Essentially suicide is what I'm trying to say. Well, that's a harsh word, so I shouldn't say that. I don't want Leonardo to have cancel. But I think what triggers it is based on skill. But it's very possible it could be triggered by luck. The game doesn't tell you, annoyingly. And I don't feel like looking up either. Either way, chances are low for Micaiah and for Leonardo for it to trigger, from my assumption of it's either going to be luck or skill that triggers it, i.e. the percentage of the number. So if it's skill, it'll be 13%. If it's luck, it'll be 7%. That's what I'm trying to say. I guess Micaiah could wield it. She's at weapon level D, and she doesn't fight much, so she might have it. Yeah, Bjork only. So this only applies to Micaiah, is what I'm trying to say. That's what the game's trying to say. Bjork's like a human being, and Legoose is like their own fictional human. Sort of like a human who can shapeshift, essentially. That's what Legoose is. I sort of spoiled that annoyingly, but that's what I mean by Bjork and Legoose. I'm going to save before I start. And that should be that. Alright, let's go.
What's going on, Micaiah? I'm not sure. I sense something. There's a presence here that calls out to me. All right, Micaiah. You and I should look into this. Everyone else, check the surroundings.
Got it. Everyone be on your guard.
Amazing. I can't believe these ruins are still standing. They do seem to be very old. Indeed. I wonder who built them. Judging by the size, it must have been the Lagoose. What makes you say that? What do you think it would be like to change into a bird or a dragon as the Lagoose can? Being part beast is one thing, but being able to transform into that beast with more strength than we could ever imagine. I mean, they could build a place like this before breakfast. I suppose that's true. But what surprises me is not that these could be Lagoose ruins, but you, Soth. You've changed, haven't you? Me? How so? I remember a time when you used to refer to the Lagoose as subhumans. Such an ugly word. Now look at you. Well, come on. Bjork are called the children of wisdom, and the Lagoose are called the children of strength, for a reason. But I know now that just because our two races differ, that doesn't mean one is better than the other. The age-old Bjork, biased against Lagoose, is based on the sheer ignorance. When I met Ike during the war 3 years ago, I fought beneath him. He made me realize this. Honestly, here I thought you were saying something enlightened. And you're just talking about him again? What do you mean, again? So, sometimes, every other thing you say is like an ode to Ike. I know you fought beside him, and I know you owe him your life, and I know you want to be just like him. But the people of Dayan, he is the man who crushed us 3 years ago. Some would even call him our arch enemy. You know that. Huh? I know that. Everyone knows that. Yune? What is it? Where are you going? Incredible! Mountains of treasure. Maybe it was the gold calling you, Micaiah.
Grrr! What is this? Looks like a tasty snack turned up while we were out. Mwahaha! Our first prey in a long time. Leave them to me, my Fang brothers.
Not good. Lagoose bandits. Micaiah, give the signal. Consider it done.
Right, now Micaiah's called the signal, everyone turned up. Which is good, because we're going to go into combat, but before I start fighting, you can reposition the troops if you like. Say, Leonardo could go here, or I would go here. They're so grouped together in that little tiny room, it doesn't really matter. And besides, he can't really move south. And considering the fact he's got a beast killer, I got that for this very reason, because, well, these are all Lagoose. You're gonna, well, that's the only enemy unit you're gonna face off against here, are all Lagoose, who are transformed into beast form, like beast Lagoose. So, yeah, that's the whole reason why I recommended to get that knife. Not the blood knife, the beast killer. I said to get blood knife because I felt like it. Oh, well. No, not because of this. It doesn't really help. in comparison to the Beast Killer, which does bonus damage, much like you saw with the Thani. It's like that, but except against Beast Tribe Lagoose. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Before I truly start, I want to give Micaiah take. Her defense is so low, I think it's best that she has the Draco Shield. And a unit like... I feel so tempted to give it to Soth, the energy drop. I'm gonna check his stats. His strength is 18. His strength is 13. In fact, no one should have the energy drop because if I give it to him, and if he uses it, the strength will go up to 15, which is not a lot. Okay, maybe it's a lot, but I know the change doesn't seem that major, like not a big change, but I think it made a big difference because it's best to have 2 tanks, not just 1, in my opinion. I don't know, I just felt like it just in case. And Micaiah like the Draco Shield, which won't make much difference because her defense is just so low that increasing it by 2 doesn't help much. But it's better than nothing. I mean, it usually increases by 1. I don't know what dictates which stats should increase. I think it's at random. But if it does get picked, it's only by 1 next time she levels up. Which won't be for a while, by the way. Since, well, the experience she has at level 6 is 0, so she's going to need a lot. And as the kind of character doesn't really go into combat that much, unlike Soth in comparison, she's going to... It's a while off, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, the conditions are... Rout enemy, Micaiah or Soth dies. Either one of the 2 have to die for the game to end at this point. I think it was like that in the previous chapter, I can't remember now. It was just the reason why I said that, because before then, literally anyone on your team would have died. I think it was like that previously. I can't remember now. Anyway, that doesn't matter, because I'm gonna... I feel tempted to save. I might save. Just in case. And go into combat. I hope you got the Beast Killer from the bargain section of the shop because, well, there are Beast Lagoose all around. So I hope you got that because it's a very useful item for Soth to wield. If it doesn't, then you might be in a bit of a pickle playing on hard. On lower difficulty, I think you might be fine. I don't really remember. It's very possible I got the Beast Killer either or in my initial playthrough, but one thing I can tell you for a fact is that I hope you got it because it's a very useful item. Because, much like Micaiah's Thani, it deals bonus damage, but not to armored units, nor horsebacks. It deals bonus damage to Beast Lagoose, so it's a very good thing to have. So yeah. That's the reason why I insisted on getting it. And I'm gonna get known to wield the steel axe. If you hadn't already guessed by the fact that Soth wields such a powerful weapon, the whole strategy is that Soth's essentially in the lead. He's the guy who's taking out all the Lagoose. Like, he's your primary tank, much like previously. But sorry, I was sort of waiting there. I was thinking what to say. What I'm doing at the moment is that, well, these Lagoose can't attack from a distance. They can't attack across the walls. They can't attack from 1 block away or 1 square away. So I was just getting Micaiah to attack this guy because he can't counterattack. So Micaiah gets some EXP and she's A-okay from attacking him. Anyway, what I was saying was that... Sorry about that. What I was saying was that with the fact that Soth now wields Beast Killer for this chapter, he's like your primary tank. He's going to take out this cat over here. This cat's going to run up to him and get killed by Soth. This cat over here is going to run up to Nolan. But if you see this bandit over here, this Lagoose, The problem with him is that these walls can be destroyed by him and your units. I won't destroy either of these walls if I were you, but this Lagoose breaks this wall down either or. So when that wall breaks down or is about to break down, I'm going to get Soth to move back up top. Yep, watch. That Lagoose is going to break down that wall next turn. At the moment, he's just destroying it. So next turn, or maybe this turn, no, next turn maybe, I'm going to get Soth to move back up top. So he blocks the way for that Lagoose, so he can't get in. And I'm trying to think. Nolan could take out, yeah, that Lagoose. I could have used Micaiah, but I decided not to. I don't know why. I feel I should have done, but oh well. I feel I could have if it was maybe around 18 or 17 or below. Micaiah could have taken that Lagoose out. Anyway, I'm going to go back up here because that knife I smithed or whatever, forged, can be used at a distance since it's a knife. Unlike the Beast Kill, which is, I guess, classed as... Not really classed. They're both classed as knives. But usually stuff that's labeled as knives can be used at a distance. It's an RNG of 1 and 2 usually. And stuff that's classed at daggers cannot be used at a range and are usually classed... not classed, I should say. And usually have an RNG of just 1. So yeah, that's the reason why I was able to do that. I find it a bit confusing, to be honest, and it sort of contradicts that. At the very beginning, at the prologue, I said I like the fact that you get to learn that some troops can deal damage from a distance or up close, depending on their class. It's a bit confusing because with like Soth and the Rogue and the Thief, they can throw knives at a distance. Like, I swear half of the weapons that they wield can be used at a distance, and the other half can be used up close. I find it very confusing to identify if this class is designed to sort of be like a fighter, meant to go up close and personal. I know even Nolan can attack from afar thanks to the hand axe, but that's only like 1 or 2 items that are able to do that. It's not like half of the items. It's not... What I'm trying to say is that there's only like a few items that allow a certain class or a certain weapon that's typically used at a distance to be used up close, and vice versa. Anyway, that Lagoose broke down the wall. So I'm gonna... Wait, I can steal? What can I steal? I could steal a chest key. But don't you get the chest key either or? I think so, because it's red. But I honestly don't care because Soth can open chests as it is because he's a thief or rogue. So it doesn't really matter if I don't get it. And besides, I would rather use him to open chests because, well, there could be a Lagoose guarding it. And if I used any other unit, they could potentially die, which isn't good. Yeah, I got the chest key. I know I said it labeled green usually, but in that case it was labeled red, and yeah, I still got it. Anyway, I should get Mackay to help out Nolan a bit, because he's having a bit of trouble fighting this Lagoose, which has really good biorhythm, and his biorhythm's not so good, but maybe Aran can help out too. His accuracy is so poor. But her accuracy is so poor as well, look. Maybe Leonardo could help out. No. Alright, how much damage did Micaiah deal? 18. Alright, I can't do this. Okay. I'm just trying to think how Take Out done it. I overshot. What's the best way to go about it? If Ilana's attack lines up, she could kill him. If Leonardo attack lines up, he isn't capable of killing him. I just hope that this attack lines up and he'll take damage so Makai can finish him off. Okay, good. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing that the attack hit. Yeah, I might as well use light. No, don't use light. Use Stony instead. Using light wasn't enough. And that's him taken care of. I think... Let me check. There's this guy lurking around. That's not a good thing. Move is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, let me check. Move is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, Nolan should heal up. I think Nolan should block this way to be on the safe side. And heal up. There's no way he'll be able to take the next attack. Just so I don't have to get Meg over here to rescue Ilana and like waste a turn doing nothing as either of them. Even though Meg isn't really doing much either or. There's not much she can do because she's very slow. Did I get the gold coin? I don't think so. If you're curious to know what's here, there's a chance you might find a gold coin. But I might go get Soul to do it. I can't remember now. I've lost track because I did this previously, but the annoying thing is in my previous attempt, I was gonna win, but at the top right, I had Soth not taking any damage, not dealing any damage, because I want to get the chest.
Grah, puny little humans, come and fight.
What I'm trying to say is that I wanted to get the chest because it contains a seraph rope. Robe, sorry, not a rope. Robe, like what you wear, not rope as in what you climb. But what I'm trying to say is that it contains that, and if you're curious to know what that does, it increases the max HP of a unit permanently by, I think in this game, by 5. So it's a very useful thing to find.
Grah, gar, what happened to me?
The dilemma is that I didn't want to finish a chapter, because in order to finish a chapter, you need to rout the enemy. Which just means kill every single last unit that is on the opposing force. Which is the bandits, the Lagoose bandits. So kill every last Lagoose bandit here in order to finish the chapter. And I didn't want to kill the last two. There was literally last two. It was Pain and this guy right here were the last remaining ones. And I didn't want to kill either of them because I needed the Seraph robe. And so took quite a bit of a beating. And his health was very low. And it kept getting lower. And I didn't realize. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. No. No, I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. It kept getting lower. Then it got to a point, it got so low that the next attack would have killed him. And it did. And I want Leonard to use the Wind Edge to help out Nolan. I know it doesn't deal that much damage, but it's better than nothing. Oh, I take back what I said. He initiated a critical hit, which is good. So I take back what I said about not dealing that much damage. And I guess Makai will finish this Lagoose off. Might as well. With light. What I was hoping was to try and get Makai and Soth nearby to get that support bonus. And to show off the mechanic behind the support where if two units are friends and they get close enough, they can sort of build a relationship by talking in the battlefield. And I want to show that off because what they say is sort of I don't know, it's very touching in a way, so I want to show that while I can. Not much else I can do, so might as well end the chapter. If you're curious to know why that guy transformed back, I never described the mechanic behind the Lagoose, but what happens is that if you saw the gauge, I think this is something only in this game. I'm not too sure about Path of Radiance. Could be in Path of Radiance too. I never played that. When a gauge, it starts from 0, or starts at max, which is 30. So, whenever they're in combat, or sort of wait around or drink items that increase this gauge right here, his dropped to 0, which meant that he had to go back into human form. It increases after each turn, and evading attacks it increases even more. And when it gets up to 30, the unit is marked as max. This thing labeled max. I know it's not easy to see because of the composite quality cable and all that, yada yada yada. That's just what it's like using composite cables in 2021. Anyway, when it gets up to 30, this unit is labeled as max. And when it's labeled as max, they can transform. If they had a skill called half shift, it'll be labeled as half, which means they can also shift into beast form, but their stats won't be as high as if it said max and they shifted into beast form after they were labeled max. So whenever this is labeled up, that means they are able to transform to beast form, the max thing. So yeah, that's how I know that guy transformed back into normal and what's safe and what isn't. I.e. in terms of what to engage. When they don't have the max thing, it's safe to engage as any unit. When it says max, proceed with caution, is all I have to say. Also, I've said that I think I said here that there's a useful item here. I'm not going to get that as any other unit because I don't think I mentioned that Soth's chance of finding hidden treasure is significantly greater than every single other unit on the team. What I'm trying to say is that his class is a rogue. Rogue is one of the 3 classes in this game that has a 60% bonus chance of finding hidden treasure. So yeah, just want to point that out there because chance of finding hidden treasures every other unit's very low because their skill is very low and the biorhythm doesn't affect this very much. It only affects it by at most 10% for 20% for best and minus 20 for worst. This also can be affected by 10% based on good or bad. So if it's good, it'll increase by 10%. If it's bad, it'll decrease by 10%. And the way it stands, the Micaiah's chances of finding hidden treasure is 0. The biorhythm's at its worst, which is minus 20. The skill is 11. So 11 minus 20 is like below 0 is what I'm trying to say. So she won't find any treasure, which is a shame. I don't like this mechanic at all. It's the worst mechanic in the game because when I practiced before, I got really furious because I was standing in the tiles, you would get hidden treasure, but it wasn't working, and that's the reason why. I think I just lost it at that point. Didn't lose my sanity, but I did get so angry I do not want to use that as sort of a playthrough because it goes against my sort of calmness and nature and all that, yada yada yada, of how angry I got. So yeah, I'm not such a big fan of that mechanic at all because it's one thing that the stuff's hidden in corners and that. There's no way of knowing where the treasure is. There's no indication whatsoever. The only way you'd know is by reading up on magazines or various other strategy guides. Forgot there was a wave 2 of reinforcements. I should move Soth back. That was very silly of me to do that. But luckily they didn't advance in. That was very silly of me to do that. But don't worry, this is the last reinforcements, I think. It's only these 2. Well, these 4, I should say. 2 cats appear on 2 separate turns, and 2 think they are... I don't know what they are. They're like tigers. I think it's tigers. And 2 tigers on 2 separate turns. I think it's turn 11 and turn 10. I'll check. Yeah, no, I was wrong. It's not turn 10 and turn 11. It's actually turn 7 and turn 6. But I'll check. I think it's turn 11 and turn 6. Yeah, I think so. Right. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, turn... Okay. Doesn't say on here. Sorry. I was looking at my notes. Doesn't say in my notes, but it does say... But from past experience, it is those turns. 2 previous ones, and I think that's it. And I'm going to move Micaiah forward so she can help South taking out this Lagoose here. And talk to him, by the way. Forgot to mention that. I think I did mention that. Right.
South. Sometimes I get very frightened. I can't think what I'd do if I lost you. It feels like my heart would rip apart. You have to promise me. Promise we'll both live through this. I'll do my best to stay alive. That's all I can do. Is that good enough for you?
Yeah. I find that very sad. Imagining if South did die, but no. When he dies, it's just sort of game over. I just sort of would feel sad of how Micaiah would... It just sort of makes me feel very sad. Thought of how sad Micaiah would be if she lost a friend that close to her. It makes me feel like I'm going to cry. Anyway, I'm going to talk South to Micaiah because they have something else to say. And finish off this Lagoose being silly.
Stay with me, always, Micaiah. I'll protect you with all I've got. I promise I'll never leave you again. We've been together so long. I won't abandon you now. I promise. We can endure anything.
Might as well take him out with a blood knife. His stats are lower because he isn't in beast form. Well, not lowered, but... They are lower, but not lowered. These are his like base stats, and they're increased when he's beast form, I'm trying to say. But they are lower. Because he's in human form. No, I was wrong. They are lowered because... No. Done it. I messed up what I was trying to say. I should just move on because that guy is dead, and there's literally nothing else I can do. Other than hoping I could try and get this gold coin. I doubt I'm going to do it. I think it's anywhere on this treasure pile. No. I'm going to move south to that area. So he can get the gold coin. The reason why I'm insisting on getting this gold coin is that, well, later on the show how this gold coin works. Because they did mention before this chapter begun, like the actual engaging in the battle, the shopkeeper said that if you collect gold coins, I think it's at the top of the gold pile. I thought it was anywhere on the gold pile, but no, it has to be at the top middle, which is here. You received the coin. If you're given the coin while forging new weapons, you could get new like skills or gimmicks or whatever. Keep in mind this is at random. You don't get to decide. Pardon me. Anyway, I'm just gonna get South to move over here to collect the hidden treasure. So I got hiccups. And that hidden treasure is... It didn't work. Hold up. Oh no, he's gonna attack me. Alright, this is just what I mean about the... I don't like this percent, because it feels like you're doing something wrong. There's no way of knowing if there's hidden treasure there. But not without knowing that, from a guide in that. And even then, if you do what they say, it doesn't work, and it almost feels like you're just bashing your head against a brick wall. Especially the chances of the unit finding the hidden treasure are basically none or zero. Anyway, enough ranting. I want to take out this guy, but I want to collect the hidden treasure, which is... Did I already collect the hidden treasure? I don't think so. Or the hidden treasure... Wait a minute. Left of healing jar. Alright, I'm going to try this again. I've lost track of what treasure I've collected and what not, so I've had to do this again because of, well, multiple times, because first time it didn't work out and other times didn't work out either. Right, I'm going to get South to wait here. Oh, thank goodness. I don't like this mechanic. It's a bad mechanic. That is not fun. The fact you just have like a, in this case, South's around 50 or 60% chance of finding treasure. Rest is like basically 0 or like 20%. Depending on the biome, of course, but I'm just sort of guessing here. I don't like it because of that, because it, again, it does feel like a bashing against a brick wall, especially if the chance of finding it is 0. Like, it's just bad. If it was 100%, that would be great, because then you know what you're doing. But if you don't, you're just lost in the dark, so you have no indication if you're doing the right thing or not. Anyway, enough ranting, because in this chest, you get pure water, which is basically useless. I just felt like getting it just to show you that there's nothing interesting in this chest. Unlike in the other chests, which contain useful items, and to the left of this healing jar up here, you get an equally useful item as the Master Seal. If you just know what the Master Seal does, it promotes a base class, except Light Mages, which is a shame, because, well, it could have been useful for Makai, but she doesn't apply to her for some reason. At level 10 or higher, it can be promoted to the Master Seal, so it's a very useful item to have if you want to promote units, because that means that all their stats will be increased as if they leveled up by a great amount, and I think they may be able to wield more weapons, but I could be wrong in saying that. In other games there's a possibility they can wield more weapons, but a greater variety is what I'm trying to say. But no, in this game they can have more skills, they learn more skills that's exclusive to their class, so that's a useful thing to have. Say can, doesn't mean will. Anyway, curious to know what this item is that I've been hyping up is a Beast Foe. Curious to know what Beast Foe is? Might as well put this in convoy. Doesn't matter, they're both useless anyway now. If you're curious to know what Beast Foe is, you know the dagger, South dagger that he's currently wielding? Is he wielding it? Yeah, Beast Killer. You know how that does bonus damage to Lagoose? With that skill equipped, this allows the unit with the skill equipped, the Beast Foe skill equipped, to deal bonus damage to any Beast Lagoose with wielding any weapon whatsoever. Regardless of what weapon they're wielding, so long if they have that skill, they'll deal bonus damage to Beast Lagoose. So that's what the Beast Foe skill does. It would have been useful in this chapter alongside the Beast Killer, but hey. Oh well, that's just how it goes sometimes. But anyway. So I've got the Master Seal, which was here. Open this chest here. Got Beast Foe, which was here. And I got the gold from here. All there is left now is the Seraph robe, sorry. Robe like something you wear. Like a robe. Not a rope, not something you climb. Seraph robe here. Robe, not rope. I want to be sure to not kill both. Doesn't matter if I kill the cat or Pain. As long as I kill both of them, that's the problem. Because then the chapter ends and I won't get the Seraph robe, which isn't good. And once I got the Seraph robe, that should be the chapter done and dusted. And I can finally get out of this... Lagoose habitat. And just going to move all these units down here, just so the Lagoose don't chase after them. Because they can move very far, especially the cat. Especially the cat. I have a bit of a dilemma here because the cat might block the way for Soth. So, how far can the cat move? Move is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How about this? I'm gonna bait Pain out over here and hope that the cat doesn't move, so I can finish him off with the Beast Killer as Soth.
Bwahaha! Come here so I can taste you.
Nice, Soth leveled up. I hope the cat doesn't come over.
Mwaha! How did this happen?
No, don't worry. I think I did get the gold coin. Let me check. I've lost track now. I think I have. Yeah, I got the gold coin. For some reason, I thought I didn't collect the gold coin from here. I think I need to wrap up this chapter soon, because I'm going to fall asleep probably or something, I don't know. Or get really hungry. Anyway, all there is left now is to open that chest and kill that cat, and that's this chapter done. Yep, open the chest. To get the Seraph robe. Might as well dump the chest key in the convoy, doesn't matter. And the cat will try and attack Soth, and Soth will kill the cat, and that's chapter finished. Hopefully with all the secret treasure collected. I think that's all the secret treasure collected. And all the treasure looted from the chests. And all the base conversations read as well.
Yune? Yune? Where are you? You can come out now. You and that bird. It's a little strange. You're just jealous. Wait, I hear something. I can't hear anything. Someone's singing. It's coming from over there. Micaiah, wait. You! Hello? Who are you?
I am Raphael. A voice guided me here. Was it yours?
No, but I heard a voice that guided me here as well. Someone or something may want us both here. You're Lagoose, aren't you? One of the Heron clan. And 2 of the Beast tribe, right?
That is correct. Beok youth.
Your white wings reveal you're the Heron royal family. Are you related to Prince Razon by any chance?
Razon? My younger brother? You know him?
You could say that. We've served the same company for a while.
What? You're suggesting that my brother is still alive?
Yes, he is still alive. And as far as I know, your father, the king, and the Princess Liane are as well. Unless something's happened, all 3 of them live in the royal palace of Gallia, country of the Beast tribe.
Unbelievable! My father!
And my sweet Leanne. They're still with me. Oh, goodness. I'm not alone. Not anymore. Ah.
Raphael.
Hello. And you are?
I am Nalia, Queen of Hatari. This is Volug, my loyal servant. Our kingdom lies far east from here. There's a country on the other side of the desert. As I said, we have just travelled from there. Until we meet Raphael, we didn't know there were countries on this side of the desert. After all, no one has ever crossed the desert of death and lived to tell of it. Without Raphael's guidance, we would never have survived the crossing. My people, the Heron clan of Serenes, were blamed for the murder of Benyon's empress. Benyon mobs rose up in rage and massacred them. I had thought that the whole of my clan, my entire race, was what has been wiped out. I wandered the desert in despair. If not for the queen, I would have died. In Hatari, I vowed to dedicate my life to her. And yet, every night, for these past 3 years, a voice has called out for me. Day by day, it has grown stronger. Until the voice led me to you all. Your news brings me such joy. Father, Raison, Leanne, my beloved family. My thanks to thee. Oh goodness. Ah. Raphael, you talk too much. Control yourself. You Bjork, what's the best route to Gallia? For a group of the goose, travelling through the Dayan countryside would be suicide. It would take you longer, but we could take you as far as Crimea. We'd be grateful, but by all means, let us travel together. But why go to Crimea? Why not travel directly to Gallia? Entering Gallia by yourselves would be nearly impossible. The man you need to get through into Gallia actually resides in Crimea. That man, Ike, is in contact with King Canius and his advisors. There's no doubt in my mind that he's the man you need. Right, Lord Ike, quote-unquote hero of Crimean liberation, leader of the Grail mercenaries, and father of Soth's children. Right, and that's a distant voice. Game showing you more mechanics, which I like. Sort of introducing one by one, sort of easing you into the game. I like the fact that the game also sort of gave you an out of jail, or whatever you want to call it, like a free card with that beast killer, which I think was very useful. It's sort of like the Thani, and again, it's sort of something you'll only get if you're observant. So I like the fact that they sort of incentivize going shopping in that place and looking in the bargain section and buying everything you can. Because without that beast killer, life or completing that chapter wouldn't have nearly been as easy as it looked. Because Soth would have had to essentially attack more often, and considering the fact he hasn't got much else in terms of options, in terms of what he can wield as weapons, that would have been bad, because he could have easily wasted the durability of all of his weapons, then he wouldn't have been able to attack at all, because those Lagoose have very high HP. Even in human form, they have ridiculously high HP, so that's something that I'm thankful for, because with that bonus damage, it can sort of mitigate that, or circumvent that high HP problem that all the rest of the units had to sort of face in their own way. So that's that. The only strategy is to get the Beast Killer and essentially get Soth to be as the lead character, taking out all the Lagoose that are in beast form or have high amount of HP or in groups, i.e. one, i.e. two or more, in the same area. So that's all I can say in regards to that. So distant voice is done. So we found Raphael, and Mikai told him that his family's still alive, which is great. So I guess we're helping him out as well. I wasn't really paying attention to the story. I'm a bit sorry on that. But anyway, that chapter was a bit draining because I did die. Well, South died once, and I didn't like the hidden treasure. It's possibly the worst mechanic in the entire game, just because you go into the right area, you're doing all the right things that they say in your guide, or what I say, I should say. I say you go here, you do that, but as like not south, and you're just bashing your head against the wall because it's not working. No matter how hard you try as any other unit, it doesn't work. And even as south, as you saw, there's a chance it still won't work. If his biorhythm's low, the chances decrease, so it could be close to a coin flip, which is very annoying. As you saw, because then a Lagoose came up and started attacking him, which isn't a problem. It's a problem with his other units nearby him, and for that Lagoose to then suddenly target, say, Micaiah, who's close by, because you want to get that bonus damage down, or you just want them close by. So it's very annoying that that is the case, and it's very possible that he didn't get the Beast Killer either, and wouldn't be able to kill the Lagoose before he got to Micaiah. So I'm just not making up some sort of hypothetical situations, but I'm just trying to give examples of why the hidden treasure is such an awful mechanic, and I'm thankful that I think after no, after Radiant Dawn, that was the last game. No, yeah, that was the last game to ever have this like horrible like, oh yeah, if you go here, there's like a 60% chance you'll find this item, this exact location. It's an awful mechanic, and I'm thankful it's gone. In the new Mystery of the Emblem for the DS, no, yeah, it says here in New Mystery of the Emblem, Heroes of Light and Shadow, you get 100% chance, which I'm very thankful for. That's something that should have been right off the bat, but for some reason, that isn't the case, and that's that. But in other games, it's only 90% chance regardless, which I think is just awful. But thankfully, everything that's in common with these games is that thieves will have a 100% chance of finding these items, which I'm thankful for. Or, in this game, it's only increased by a certain amount. So, I think in this game, it's sort of it's done it the worst, let's be honest. Because even thieves, like you saw with Soth, they still don't have a 100% chance. So, long story short, hidden treasure bad because you don't, because there's no unit, especially in this game at least, that can 100% find these items, and the fact it's sort of a chance is also annoying. But I am thankful in other games that do have this. It's 100% as at least the thieves, or with the Mystery of the Emblem Heroes of Light and Shadow, it's always 100%. I never played that game, and that game wasn't localized in English, so chances I won't play that game. But that doesn't matter. I've ranted on long enough how much this has been an awful, it's been an awful mechanic, and yeah, I doubt you want to hear me rant anymore. My Wii turned off. My Wiimote turned off. Even that's tired. Anyway, it's not a bad chapter. It's just I'm very angry, just of that mechanic. It's great when you find the items, but at the same time, it's like there's no way of knowing, and the fact that it's sort of a chance almost makes it sound like you should get a better reward in turn. But no, it's just sort of like, oh well. And the game's worse off because it isn't 100% as Thieves. At least I got the Seraph Robe. No, I think I got the third chest. It's the secret items is the Beast Foe, which could be useful later on. And the Master Seal, which is sort of useful. Sort of isn't, because then troops might not get... When they're at that max level, and at their highest rank, or stage or whatever, the stats may not be as high if they upgrade prematurely, is what I'm trying to say, i.e. before level 20, which I think in this game, if they level up past level 20, or get to level 20, they automatically get the upgrade. I think that's only in this game. Don't know if it's true or not. I might look into that some more, but that doesn't matter. So, got those two items. That's great. Might use them later. But anyway, that's Distant Voice done. I've talked long enough, and the next chapter is A Lost Heir, where, as the name implies, we are still trying to find Ashnard's son. We never found him, so we're still on the hunt and finding him to try and bring light on what is ruins of a defeated land. So one day, those people don't live in poverty and in starvation. Essentially, save them from tyranny and cruelty. But anyway, that's that. So we're finding that in next chapter, chapter 5, A Lost Heir. So I guess see then.